Our side plank hip drops, or sometimes these are referred to as side bridges or oblique bridges, are a core and cardio exercise designed to work those obliques, so the outsides here of that stomach, as well as a little bit of the abs and our hip flexors as well. So, starting position for this. We're going to come down to where that arm is bent, elbow down to the wrist will be in contact with the floor. I want my elbow to be kind of directly underneath of my shoulder here. I'm going to extend my legs out fairly straight. They're not going to be locked, but they're going to have just a slight bend in them. I'm then going to place the other hand right on my hip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drive that forearm into the floor, drive my feet into the floor as I press my hips on up, nice and high, and then control them back on down to where my legs and my hips are touching the floor. My upper body is still off of it. And then press right back up, nice and controlled. We're back on down to that resting position. Now, starting exercise for this to kind of progress into this movement if you're not comfortable with it, to make it a little easier, what you can do is you can bend that bottom leg. So now you'll notice my top left leg is still fairly straight. My right leg is now bent to about a 90, and I'm going to go through that same movement. But I'm going to be pivoting off of that right knee and that left foot now. So still pressing those hips up, dropping them back on down, still working those same muscles, but it'll be a little bit easier. So I encourage you to start with this movement, and then if that's fairly easy and you get comfortable with it, extend both legs out, and then progress to that normal side plank hip drop on here. So we're coming down, we're just touching the floor, and we're pressing straight back up into it. Not a whole lot of room for error on this exercise. Main thing is getting a good setup position, making sure your elbow is underneath your shoulder. We're not kind of way out here. That's going to be a lot harder. We're not under here where we're going to want to fall forward. Make sure you get that good position, legs slightly bent, and make sure you start, if you've not done these before, with that bottom leg bent, and then progress on up. Again, we're controlling it as high as we can, and then controlling that descent, not just letting our body drop